Ехе, всем привет, народ, с вами Херон, и сегодня мы продолжаем играть Genshin Impact. Честно говоря, это сейчас вот буквально, сука, незапланированная серия. Но я проходил побочки, чтобы попасть в Инадзуму, то бишь, да, из-за которых я просто, ну никак не мог, сука, взять задание на Инадзуму, и в итоге я их выполнил. Оказывается, побочки тоже имеют сюжет. Но, я думаю, вы все его и так знаете, поэтому нет смысла показывать вам много раз. В общем, нам надо переться куда-то сюда. Честно говоря, меня немножечко поднатаскало. Меня по этим заплетых языка. Меня по этим горам просто таскало пару часов. Ну как пару часов? Часика два. Максимум. Ну, сука, все равно неприятно. И я, кстати, не похилился. Также. Я думаю, я пока что буду мейнить по большей части Тому, а не Рейзера. Ну, на это есть свои причины, которых я вам не скажу. Просто знайте, что я постепенно буду переходить на Тому. То, что он становится довольно-таки крепким персонажем. Единственный минус в том, что мне надо попасть в Инадзуму, чтобы я мог его прокачивать. Также желательно найти себе чуть-чуть, буквально чуть-чуть железной руды. Вот сколько мне надо, сейчас посмотрим. Где только посмотреть это, блин. Реально, где-то посмотреть. Нет. Где-то здесь. А, вот, 50. О, хватает. Блять, надо в чайник. Очень срочно надо в чайник. Так, не... Блядь, я мог сюда тпхнуться. Чё, блядь, серьезно? Блядь. 2 часа моих мучений буквально в одной строчке.
Well, keep your chin up. Paimon believes in both of you. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? She said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets she still has lots more to tell us. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going. Don't mention it, partner. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your sister away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her. Ooh, Paimon supports that idea. Just the thought of it so satisfying. Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the Animal and Geo Archons. So, next... Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other way in. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already! Atsuko in Lua Harbor! She's from Inazuma! Let's see what she has to say!
Ну что ж, давай. Нам тут. Допахнуться это проще. Ну, кстати, зайдем сейчас к этому старому хрычу. Если я правда помню, где он. А, вот. Блять, город, конечно, блять, неприятный. Наконец его покидаю. Вот, не. А чё? Сейчас. Буквально минуточку. Надо сбегать куда-то. Вроде бы... к этому. Нет, не к нему. Блин, А к кому же? Вроде бы сюда. Нет. Сейчас заберем копье. Заодно, может быть, прокачаем его. И посмотрим, что дальше. Шун-шун. Так, давай. Свинцовые пилюли, память о неподвижных скалах. Вот, заготовка копья. Оп, нет. Отлично. Потом может будет вручную меч взять. Стоит, правда, не знаю. От слова совсем. Мне бы вот эти заготовки копья, блять, надо хотя бы еще 4 штуки. Вот желательно. Чтобы возвысить это копье, я буду крафтить до максимума. Так, погоди. Я потерялся. Куда мне? Давай, старый Джан, блядь, делай. Так, пик. Бонус из урона базовая атака, увеличит урон. Это восстановление энергии и после инвентаря надо. Учитывая все, не надо его. Пусть Тома сам и делает свое копье, пусть крафтит. Эх, столько ресов надо на это все. Забирать. Так, цешка. Оружие сменить. Угу. Вот если так сразу. Увеличится против врагов, которые здесь в гидре или пиро. И... Ладно. Улучшить. Так, до 40 сразу могу, отлично. О, черт, поганый. Это завтра. А это купить нельзя, да? Нет. Это надо выбивать. Хотя, если вот сравнить... Разница в 10 уровней. За мастерство стихии разве что. Еще придется подождать немножечко до завтра. Блять, ладно. Или погоди. Завтра суббота, блять, а воскресенье.
Oh, hello. Oh, is there anything I can help you?
We wanted to ask, how do we get...
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way,
Great! We came to the right person!
but the chance of success is...
Incredibly small. Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first...
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly
Может покидать
was.
опаснее, чем входить.
All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supply soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a
Давай
sign
говори,
that the
сука,
gods
с
were
кем
watching over me.
мне надо
What
поговорить.
a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma. And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the
Да ты ж
dangerous
летаешь,
side.
елки-палки, тебе вообще пофиг должно быть.
I would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
Куда ты знаешь, это
That
вооруженный
part
флот?
is up to you.
Фу.
If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way. The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best
Я что-то его
chance.
вроде бы видел.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Да? Я все видел? Это тот огромный корабль, который был там. Конечно. Не зря я, блядь, сюда, блядь, шел. При помощи Кеи я, блядь, сюда через лед и дошел. Неужели не придется сейчас так же само? Свой. Так же само сейчас придется, блядь, идти туда. Вот она там. Только как к нему дойти, вот. Сука, это же проблема. Если тут даже уступа нет, с которым можно начать, блядь. Или может туда долететь надо. Давай попробую долететь. Хотя это не так безопасно. Хотя я думаю, что для этого этот дух тут и есть. Ну типа посмотри, он меня ведет типа вверх. Ну, ветер.
Excellent.
А!
Rain outlines your fate.
Cool it. Don't get too close.
Ошибочка.
Dodge this.
Удар.
Keep back.
Ну чё? Попытка не пытка, блять. Блять, мне кажется, я уже труп. Хотя если дойти до вёсел. Не, ну до вёсел-то я точно долечу. Есть. Здрасте. Все, мне хана. Меня нашли. Ого. Но могли бы, сука, и озвучить это диалог, блин. Не-не-не, никакой помощи мне. Ты мне давай это. Суси, блин. Ой. Ну, здрасте.
Who have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Putui and Osile, right? Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet
А
you in
вот и я, блядь,
person.
на блюдечке сам
Judging by
пришел.
the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Летающая штуковина.
It's not floating thing, it's Paimon!
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... Yes, the stars.
Ага.
The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
Иногда надо открывать
With
рот,
this
но
fine ship and the
вместо
soft
слов
sea
вылетают цветы.
breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
No, I can't argue with that. Okay, then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute, what's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean?
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it?
Вообще не
The
надо.
Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are two important rules. One, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided. You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is
Ну, давай.
particularly sought after. Get this. It's a Masterless Vision.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent. Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless Vision, or a ticket to Inazuma aboard the Alcor.
Конечно, блядь, Инадзуму.
You just want him to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest.
Да ёп, блядь, обратно
Seems like
туда.
it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Я только с этого леса пришел, блядь. Иди. Ну, конечно. Не, я думаю, отсюда будет ближе. Что, блядь, по кругу обходить, блядь. Потом еще раз обходить. Не-не-не. Тут он, дорожка уже прочищена. Врагов нету, надеюсь. Как эти столбы вообще? Теперь до него можно прикоснуться. Куда? А до какой цели, блядь, 20 секунд туда? А, сюда? Чисто, блядь, рандомный этот, блядь. Цветок цинцини.
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are. Sato said that they had to be renowned fighters. Who will we be up against?
Блять!
Keep back! Get back!
В смысле иммунитет, блядь? Шо, блядь? Иммунитет у него, блядь, появился. Сейчас, пацаны, погодите, я к вам приду. Очень хорошо, блядь. Мне нравится. Все?
Empty chest. Good for storage.
Hello? Are you here to compete?
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is... Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that.
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock freestyle.
Uh-huh. Also,
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on for years. There were plenty of competitors, not to mention I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know what hit them. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him flying. Then, the big guy pulled out I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling into a beam above us. I told you. Unarmed. I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course. But the fact remains that I did make...
uh-huh. But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work. Mm-hmm. All right, we're...
I'll see you in the arena. But I don't plan on losing...
Дедуль, там мы тебе жопу надерем. Запомни это хорошенько.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux? If so, seems like
So you're also here for the tournament?
you better believe it. I wouldn't be here. For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the... No. It's not about what I want to do. I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've
Вот
passed
иди
it
ты
in most
нахуй, блядь.
people's eyes. A vision.
Идеальный
You have
человек,
so
блядь.
much self-confidence.
That's not important. I've also brought along a bit of an entourage. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice. You don't mince your... Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my
Нахуй.
pre-competition
Шел вон, блядь.
routine.
Не хочу
It's
видеть
not
тебя на
too
своем
long now
экране.
before...
Чай. Чай.
Hi there. Are
Индийский
you here
чай.
for the...
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat, but this tournament is more than just a chance to put training
Exactly. With a vision.
This master of yours must...
famous. He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and you probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's to the Lingshan clan. He teaches a special
Force this...
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making...
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a Grand Master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face...
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made...
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise...
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does, folks will come from far and wide. Heck,
See you in the...
Ой, бля. Короче, понятно. Мои противники и вот.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys...
Chink's a village arm wrestling champion, huh? Next, please. What's your name? Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask, aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god? Oh, it's really him!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Ага.
Oh, I wonder if I can get his
Да идите к
autograph
черту.
later.
Мне,
I
блядь,
trust
в
you are
Инадзуму
aware
надо.
that only those without visions can enter the tournament? Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary.
Да нету, ну, блядь, посмотри, что у меня висит. Мне только одно, блядь, может висеть, и то не факт. И то не все.
Monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
Yep, he still doesn't have a vision, though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osail, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Yeah, put that down. And also, defeated the Fatui Harbinger child.
Might as well declare him the champion already.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot.
Да, понятное дело, блин. Я, сука, с тремя пообщался, и один из них вообще полный идиот.
Right, your registration is
Второй
complete.
просто дурак.
Now, a brief
Третий
word
еще
about the
более-менее.
prize. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
not here for that. We're here because Captain Beto promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
There's another prize too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Это только для нас, идите
Beto
нахуй.
must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beto in advance then. Well, I'm sure a great hero has an important reason for being here. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament. Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Teyvat think that you can't manipulate the elements without one. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstandings.
Ну ладно,
In any
ладно.
case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any elements, right? Alright, it's showtime! You got this!
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete?
Конечно.
Then please follow.
Блять, погнали. Пиздиться. Я готов.
Our next competitor is
Только
seen by
руками?
many as the favorite to win this tournament. His first bout
нет,
begins
слава богу.
now.
75
Good
уровень!
chance of winning
Пацан,
this
ты шо?
You? You're the hero they're talking about?
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with?
Действительно.
Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beto. She'll
Чё,
probably
блядь,
have
один
something
бой и
to say
всё?
to us.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha? He totally dominated that guy and did it with style, too.
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to protect the opponent from serious harm.
Было немножко, было, да.
Well, I've fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show he put on just now, he's more than convinced me of his ability. So come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our up-and-coming
Значит, будет не
champion?
одна битва.
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase these words of praise. You fought well.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liua's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how they stack up against you. Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to
Да.
mention, you must be itching to fight someone in your
Этот
league
пацан
too,
вообще
right?
никакой, блядь.
So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
Huh? But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like a crazy system if we just skip straight to the
Да
semifinals.
пофиг, поймай, нам же
This is how
лучше.
Captain Beto works. You won't persuade her otherwise.
Правильно.
Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
To be fair, Paimon was thinking that too.
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential contenders for you out there, I want to know who they are and what they're about.
И сколько мне ждать? На, то бишь, они сражались, а
We're
я тут
finally
посмотрел.
here, folks. The real show is about to begin.
The captain seems to have high hopes for this tournament. I have not seen her so excited in quite some time. Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This
кто
makes him
это?
a seasoned warrior.
Покажите
You may
мне его,
well
я
be
хочу его
stronger
побить.
than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard. Very well. Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member that signed you up. She'll take you into the arena.
Угу. Она ж, сука, так далеко, блядь, прям передо мной.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has quickly become. I do not
Пофиг.
doubt your abilities, but
Relax. My guy's at the top of his game.
okay, follow me.
Follow me. Встань в этот угол.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun.
А, блядь, больно нахуй.
Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Ага, больно вообще. Откуда мне столько шло вопрос? Ай. Ну этот уже, кстати, папа.
Some fury. Pretty good.
I'm sweating all over. It's a good feeling. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best. I need to train harder.
Right. For a moment there, Paimon was a little worried. If you had a vision, you'd definitely be one of the strongest around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, you'll have your chance to get one. But mine never came. I lost interest eventually. You can't depend on a vision like you can your own body. I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that Masterless Vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters and see who was the strongest. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. I don't often have the pleasure of experiencing defeat.
Wow. Now that's true strength talking.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again. I will be stronger next time.
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals? Is it gonna be someone even tougher than you?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. But what I have heard is that they're extremely quick.
Скорострел ебаный.
So don't get too cocky.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about her.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a... I
давай
myself was eliminated in the third round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way...
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent. I faltered for but a brief moment. But given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Понятно.
Hey there!
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge? Why don't you dodge?" they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. I don't dare tell my master about this. Otherwise, I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid...
Oh, alright then.
Thanks, I'll...
Понятно. Те, которые были относительно самыми адекватными,
Maybe we could...
в бою вообще никак.
You gave an outstanding I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind, but you were quick to adapt and managed to claim victory over your opponent. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. the ground beneath your feet.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience.
Тубзик хочу.
I guess not
Пустите.
using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their
Я
style.
скоро вернусь. Где тут кнопка паузы? Так, я вернусь.
As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter,
Что ж
shall
ты мне
we?
предложишь, а?
I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill? I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
А он точно не из этих? Ну, вы поняли, да? Типа пойдем в уединенное место, расслабимся. А потом опа! А там уже дырка. Кстати, покуховать. Так, с 23 шашлычка можно сделать, куча овощных супцов. Ага. Рыбный шашлык. Вот это, лепешки. Цыпленок. А, и сюда цыпленок. Ну да, ну да. И что ж лучше всего делать? Нужно именно, блять, на восстановление его. 15 надо же. Не, это я сделаю потом. Это тоже все потом уж. Короче, понятно. Похлебку делаю. И вот это. Быстрая готовка. Ладно, давай 20. О! Зашибись. Ну, и овощного супца тоже побольше. Дополнительное блюдо. Ого. Вот я заказываю 27, а мне дало 27. Да ну тебя, блядь.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart. You are skilled in manipulating the elements. And not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon
Звучит
still believes
бредово,
in
но
me.
я тебе верю.
My humble
Офигеть.
abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Aw, it's nothing really. Paimon just told him whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, he just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me.
Ой, блядь, ну
Of
начинается.
course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange. Now then, let's test your skills.
Check this out! Fire it up! Dodge this!
No, my sword! Ring
Так, ну это уже проблема.
Don't get too... I got you covered! Freeze! Oh, so sorry.
Волк, который ведь хуярит водой, льдом и огнем. Ошибись.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you. Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
Чё бы нет.
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma. So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or
Только это
even
не
the
Архон
act
ты
in and of
говорил, да?
itself? Not to mention, with no new Electro-Visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does
Ничего, они без
Inazuma's
звука
pursuit of
заходят, без
eternity
звука.
bring to its people?
Может, я
It goes
занят.
without saying that the
Хотя и так
people
занят.
locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro-Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all
Правильно,
about...
If you
пора
have no
поверить.
other matters to attend to, then we can return together. Very well. Let's go.
Веди. А, нет, ты правильно зашибись. Чего, блядь?
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the 2 finalists have emerged.
Только стоит только один.
Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen him, his reputation knows no bounds. He strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of his name causes even the Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face.
Да я ведь мачтатский,
Introducing
блядь.
Liyue's traveling hero!
Wow!
I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed his thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the finals. Apologies, everyone just sit tight. We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beto, perhaps we should check on the prize.
Ясно,
Traveler,
понятно.
come with us.
Он просто спиздил, да, коробку.
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beto.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only... The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it.
Well, if you I'll stay here and try to offer some
If you would, please come with me.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with
Пещеру,
me.
блядь.
I can sense the winds are coming.
А не до хрена ли ты чувствуешь, блядь? Ты.
Huh? A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance.
Да,
Ride the
блядь, ты
winds
можешь
upward.
это сделать
From there we can
нормально.
continue our search for clues.
By the way,
Хана тобі.
what made you suddenly prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
Ага, хрен.
Don't get too close. Cool it.
No, my sword!
Can't run from death.
А вы кто такие? Я вас не звал. Все. Кто це? Хили чурный.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
А ладно.
You
Как
can hear
далеко?
that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Не схватила меня.
Hoarders, they're here. Get them.
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Ой. А кто это у нас тут помер, а? А это вы.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind.
Короче, он
as I
слышит
was
всё,
pursuing
блин.
you. In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beto. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me. After all I went through to get it? I think not. Really? Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing
Так,
is breaking the
кажется, мы обещали
culprit's
его
arms.
отпустить.
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa, we don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it.
Да, блядь.
I'll
Придется пиздить, да.
What are you trying to do?
Смирись, тоже
Mine's
труп.
your...
Cool it.
what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing me.
Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes, I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the
Может, надо в
vision.
него там, как говорится, маны
No
влить,
matter.
нет?
This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Yeah, what's the story?
The story begins with an old friend.
Понятно.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god.
Занятно.
Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha.
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned. Do not let my feelings trouble you. But thank you.
Ясно. Ой, спать охота уже. А завтра на работу, ёбаный свет. Отстаньте вы от меня. Никому нельзя в мой мир. Пока что. тем более, что у пацана есть сяга. Мне не нравятся те люди, которые есть очень. Ну, в данном случае, то что нет вообще 5-звездочных. Вот выбьюсь лесу. Вот это ладно. Тогда заходите. Никого нет. Класс.
Huh? Did Beta leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux Clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beidou was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beidou was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux Clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champions.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beidou is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just...
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the...
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Не дай бог мне сейчас не отправят, блядь. Я ж, сука. Сука, блядь. Я буду злиться. Указания о золоте, еще какие-то указания. Понадобится ли мне, неизвестно.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler? Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands.
Просто отправьте меня уже.
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right? The fleet is nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get... Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon...
Seems Beidou is the captain.
Of course! There are many things that the captain and...
So you'll be heading off then? Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heaven... Until we meet again. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oh, it's kinda hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
Пустите меня уже!
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive?
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See? There's no need to get all sappy now.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my
Okay, thanks for...
Just following orders.
Ну что ж. Насколько я знаю, после этого задания... нет. Блять, надо будет это выполнять. Во имя сопротивления. Ну. Южный крест. ТП, блядь. Здрасте.
Ah, you finally made it. All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already. Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
Мне почему-то сейчас напоминает планету сокровищ. Вот буквально только что исполнилось. Причем не только игру, но и мультик. Куда ты смотришь, извращуга, я ж все вижу. Хотя она и не скрывает особо. Да, наконец-то. Инадзуму моя, моя и только моя. Теперь можно и для Томки поискать все вещи. Ну, в плане для развития. Спасибо. О, Томка, здорово.
Oh, hi there. So, you finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain.
Ну,
And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
Рыбак. Если быть точнее.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. It seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuma.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low.
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Понятно. Столько опыта дают, а уровень так и не повышается.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be new here.
Вообще только что пришли.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you. Oh, well, I'm sorry. We cannot approve entry for purely... My apologies, but I'll have to ask...
Here are the entry papers, for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time. No rush or anything.
Кстати, да.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree in force. Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement. I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency. Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
The Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
Здрасте.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million more.
Сколько, блядь?
2 million? For a processing fee?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry, you can trust my math.
Paimon wasn't so much questioning your math as...
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face
Давайте
you
хотя бы
recognize.
соточки сбросим, а?
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How
Ах
does
ты
that sound?
дамский угодник, сука, ну спасибо. Хотя бы так выручил.
Not how you haggle? By all means, bargain the price down, but...
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Ясно,
Much
ясно.
obliged.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy. Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it. The most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Ага.
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive on Rito. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander in Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certainly a lofty aspiration. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe. Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Uh-huh. And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Пусти меня, пусть.
Really? Wow, the Rito Fixer is better connected than we thought.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. Connections come at a high price, you understand?
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora.
Кого
In fact,
отпиздить, я
there's no
готов.
real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Carisio, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Так, ну я могу это пока что выкинуть из головы. Я хочу вот сюда. Я надеюсь, меня никто не прибьет, если я туда раньше времени пойду. Меня просто кое-что интересует. Я думаю, вы уже догадались, что. Хе-хе-хе, а моё. Моё, только моё. Хе-хе-хе. Дима, це шо? Бесконечный механический массив. Ясно. Понятно, туда не лезть. Угу, 10 штук. Так, погодь. А это точно. 5. Уровень во втором, да, есть. Дай мне свою силу. Так, и что мы умеем? И что это было, блядь? Цешка. Давай так посмотрим. Таланты. Так, это понятно. Так. Выпускает 3 стремительные игровые тени, которые пережигаются почти. Вся умрет изобилия. Зачем можно создать только 2 умрет изобилия? Сюда для всех. Угу. Понятно. Ну такое, ну такое. Что ж, ребятки, я думаю, на этом все. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Я наконец-то попал в Инадзуму и, как говорится, завтра, ну, для вас фиг знает когда, но для меня это явно будет завтра. Как говорится, после рабочего дня я приду и опять буду, сука, проходить этот чертов сюжет. Как-никак я хочу пройти Инадзуму и попасть на это чертово событие, которое, ну, типа, дает какие-то награды, но мне это еще не дано. Осталось ведь всего-то 40 дней. Если это 40 дней, значит там дрочить придется много. Насчет этого вообще пофиг, абсолютно полностью. Для божественной Кицуны мне нужен 40 ранг и 3 ключа. Дальше я быстрее ключи получу. Народный выбор. Мне пока силушек не хватает. И взрывной рост я выполнил как-нибудь потом. Ну просто мне как-то вот не хочется выполнять эту чертову рыбалку, когда я могу пройти сюжет или побочки, или пофармить ресы, чтобы получить это. Ну, вы поняли, да? Фармить ресы, чтобы получить... Один. Чтобы прокачать то, куда он хочет. Ну что ж, всем спасибо и всем пока.